He joined.
Arturoth won this one.
That's correct.
Time.
It was on Tall Dream Altar.
Yeah. Oh, I just tried to close the game.
That would have been bad.
Closing it. The opposite of starting it. All right. We're going live in 5, 4, 3. All right, everyone. Welcome back once again to this Beefcast production. I'm casting host Beef. Joining me is Zertos, a.k.a. Jamel. How's it going?
It's going all right. In the top right, we have Arturoth, and he is a red Zerg. They are playing on Daybreak.
Yeah, Daybreak. Here for the rematch. This is actually something that we saw earlier in the winner's bracket. Tal'Darim Altar, a Macro ZVZ. Roach Infestor versus Roach Hydra Infestor. And Arturoth actually came out victorious over his opponent down here. The Teal Zerg in the bottom left-hand corner. He is euphhy.
That's right, and this map is quite a bit different than Tal'Darim Altar. With Daybreak, you actually know where your opponent spawns. You don't have to look all over the map for them. It's also a much smaller map, which gives rise to much earlier aggression a lot of times. Some of the builds that would not work on Tal'Darim Altar can certainly work here, and we do see euphhy having an early pool, so it looks like we are going to see some of that aggression that just would not have worked on Tal'Darim.
Yeah, this is actually a 9 pool. I was watching this. Euphhy, I believe, was the first person that we cast today against Robinson, I want to say. And he did go ahead and 9 pool against his opponent in that match as well. That time he did do a very good job, managing to get double spine crawlers down in his opponent's base. But Arturoth going a safer route right here with the 14 pool, not going to go 15 hatch, which could have been devastatingly bad.
It was interesting because he actually went 15 pool. He made an extra drone there, and I'm wondering if that timing is going to hurt him quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll see. 2 drones making their way across the map right now. The Overlords do scout both of these drones, so he could be very well aware of what's going on. But that drone going to make its way out, wants to be able to possibly plant down a hatchery. But as he sees the second drone and the Zerglings that are making their way up here, he's going to say, oh crap, I can't plant down a hatchery right now. I need to make some spine crawlers. I need to make some Zerglings. He does have 3 larvae right here as the spawning pool is going to finish. So as long as he's going to be able to start his queens and he's going to be able to get down some of these Zerglings and maybe a spine crawler or 2 of his own, he should be perfectly fine here. And even the drone's going to be pulled off the line right now, and both of these spine crawlers are going to be forced to cancel. One of them even killed without a cancel, and this aggression is completely over. The Zerglings aren't going to be able to take down anything right now. 6 Zerglings of Arturoth's own are going to be coming out, but once again, another spine crawler going down without a cancel. There are 5 Zerglings versus 6 right here, but some of them in the deep red, but this aggression is completely over, and now it comes down to who has the better economy. And if we take a look at the drone count, it's currently 13-10 in favor of our red player. The Queen finally going to get started here, but with that spine crawler out onto the map, the mineral field is going to be pretty well defended, and those Zerglings are actually going to get trapped right here, and a lot of these Zerglings are going to fall, and Arturoth is actually going to take a commanding victory, or, well, a lead right here, not necessarily a victory just yet. But Zergling's going to continue to stream across the ramp. A little bit of a bad rally as a couple of these Zerglings are going to fall to the red Zerglings, and drone's being pulled off the line just a brief second there. But back home, a spine crawler is going to be placed down, going to be putting euphhy at even further economic disadvantage.
That's right. I'm very impressed with how Arturoth handled that. He now has a queen out. It's going to take out an overlord of euphhy, which is going to hurt euphhy quite a bit if that queen can manage to pick off that overlord, because it will supply block him, forcing him to spend another 100 minerals on an overlord and wasting time that he could have morphed those extra larvae into lings.
Yeah, euphhy he's not looking good right now. He is down to just 1 overlord on the map at this point. and he's just in a rough position. He wants to be able to make that hatchery, but seeing 8 lings moving his way up the ramp, it's 6 more lings on the way. That hatchery is canceled. The drone's going to be taken out here momentarily. And Euphhy, the random player in the situation, saying just before this game that he hopes that it's not going to be ZVZ again, that he hates CVC. He already played a long game against Arturoth earlier. He's been playing Z in probably 4 of the matches that we've cast out of the 5 that we've cast of him. I feel bad for the guy if he doesn't like ZVZ and that's all he's getting.
That's right, and it looks like Arturoth is trying to take the spawning pool. Not sure if that's the right decision here, but I guess he imagines if he can take that out, then he doesn't have to worry about any more lings or spines coming. Euphhy trying to hold it off with drones and his queens seems to be doing a fairly decent job at that.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that he hasn't moved his spine crawler over. The spine crawler would have made this 1,000 times less painful. Right now he's getting no mining done. The queen does so little damage against these Zerglings. It takes forever for them to be cleaned up. And if we take a look at workers killed, there was just 11 workers killed right there, shutting down the economy of Euphhy even further. Right now it is 14 to 18 drones, but the 18 drone Arturoth is sitting pretty on 2 bases right now, going to be working on getting his gases up. Speed is already about 10% of the way done, even going to be having the gas to put down a baneling nest if he wants to at some point here, going to be able to prevent his opponent from taking a hatchery for a very long time. The evolution chamber does in fact go down over here instead of the roach warren. He had wanted to place a roach warren. It got interrupted by lings, and he replaced it to evolution chamber. Just a little bit of nerves getting there on Euphhy. Very understandable after everything he's been through in these games. Extractor finally going to come down.
We do have 16 Zerglings coming across the map. It looks like, based on Euphy's base, I don't believe he's going to be able to pull this off. I think Arturoth is going to take the win here.
Yeah, those Zings, they could be held off by the amount of spines, drones, and queens that he does have over there, but he's actually just going to surround the spawning pool, and that spawning pool will go down. Another spawning pool going to be placed over there by the evolution chamber and the spine crawler. And the Zerglings are going to make their way into the drone line at this time, and a nice job of pulling those drones off of the line, using a mineral walking trick to get them to safety at that point. But these lings are just going to be able to finish up with speed right there as speed kicks in and just prevent his opponent from taking any more bases. Keep him to 1 base. That is not the position that you want to be in as a Zerg opponent. Just go ahead and poke and prod, get your own economy up, get your own tech up. You see that there's a roach warren at home. He's going to be able to start taking the lair off of 2 gases right now, making sure that as long as his opponent's on 1 base, there's nothing that he can do to kill him. Just take every greedy advantage that he wants from here.
Right, and there's not much Euphhy can do about it. He does put down a roach warren, but it's not really well protected by a spine, which is why he's now moving a spine over closer to that warren.
Yeah, and the second extractor is going to be going down here. The gas path is going to be moved, or excuse me, blocked just a tiny bit there, which is a little bit unfortunate. But when you're on 1 base, you kind of got to do what you got to do. Back at home for Arturoth, gas is 3 and 4 going to be coming up right now as he does continue to go ahead and macro away. The roach warren already completed, with the lair going to be finishing up here in about 5 seconds. I would expect that he could be going for some kind of high gas tech, but more than likely he's just going to get roach speed right now and continue roach production, knowing that his opponent with only 1 base, he just needs a handful of roaches and he can press in there. The hatchery going to go down for the 3rd time over here for Euphhy, but with all those speedlings there in position, he should be able to just go in there, force the cancel, if not kill that hatchery once again. But the speedlings not moving in just yet. There they are. So this is going to force a cancel once again. And yeah, there we go. Cancel at the last second. Nice job there, making sure to get that cancel off. And the drone is in fact cleaned up. And the roach is going to be moving across the map with that roach speed going to be going at home. And do you think that there's any way that Euphhy can hold this off?
Well, with the amount of minerals he's floating, instead of trying to get that hatch, I would be putting down a couple more spines, because at this point, he's got to know that he doesn't have the army advantage, and the only way that he's going to be able to hold it off is to have that extra defense.
Yeah, and the hatchery does in fact get cleaned up there, and no cancel on that this time. That is a loss of 225 minerals that he just really could not afford off of that one base economy right now. Roach is going to continue making their way across the map to meet up with their friends. Double evolution chambers going down at home, make use of some of that excessive gas to get those upgrades going. But Roaches and Lings, the Roach is completely outnumbering his opponent, going to force another cancel or another kill onto that hatchery. Keeping his opponent on one base is all that he needs to do here. He can starve him out. His opponent is going to be mined out in about 6 more minutes. So if that game goes this long, then Arturoth has, or euphhy would have 0 economy. With a beautiful concave right now, Arturoth is actually going to be able to take a decisive victory in this little mini battle here, as every single one of those Roaches does in fact fall. Roach speed going to finish at this time, and as they make their way onto the creep, they're going to fly around at lightning speed, being able to pick off any solitary Roaches or Queens, and even be able to dart around the spine crawlers, making sure that they take minimal damage. But look at that, another handful of Roaches going to make their way, and this is looking really rough for euphhy.
Yeah, I don't think euphhy is going to be able to come back from this. In fact, I think euphhy really lost his advantage way earlier. This is just Arturoth finally putting the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and GG does finally come out there for euphhy. So good game, well played Arturoth, being able to deflect his opponent's 9-pool aggression and coming back to go ahead and deny the opponent's hatchery about 5 times there, making sure that he had the economic advantage, turning that into a tech advantage and an army advantage so that he could eventually just close the door, say, I am done with you, I beat you last time, I'm going to beat you again. Euphhy is eliminated from this tournament, the IvD Yogi Time number 27 tournament. And it was a good run for euphhy. Our random player, we've cast a lot of games with him. I'm sad to see him go, but Arturoth presses ahead. I think he's only about 3 games away from making it to the semifinals now. So very cool. I've been your casting host, Beef. Joining me, Jamel, a.k.a. Zertos. Any final words before we move on to our next game?
I just wanted to say that it was very decisive. Arturoth showing once again that he has what it takes to beat euphhy when euphhy is Zerg. I wonder how the game would have turned out, however, had euphhy become another race.
Yeah, if he was Protoss, we saw a very good Forge Fast expand from him in one of his other games. Yeah, we'll see. Well, we'll never know. Maybe not until next time, at least. We'll be back, though, with more games from the IvD Yogi Time Tournament number 27 right after this. Thanks for watching.